In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make $10,000 profit each month selling used books, CDs, and DVDs. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, I'm going to show you how you can dominate your city. And then my friend Steve is actually going to be showing how to flip items from eBay to Amazon, so you can do this from your couch. Speaking of my couch, here's a box of books. We did a free giveaway on the live version of this training. This is a replay. We did a $1,000 giveaway of used books, and we gave cash away too. But this time for the replay, there will be a giveaway. All you need to do is make sure you follow the instructions, same as before. Sign up for a GoToLister account. That's the fastest listing software on the planet. And then email us support@gotolister.com. Email us giveaway, and that will enter you for the next giveaway, where we'll be giving away a few boxes of surprise items, profitable items, shipped directly to one of your houses. So let me know your thoughts on this training. Comment below. We poured our hearts and souls into this, and I gave away a bunch of secrets. That's probably going to make a lot of people mad that I shared all these different ways to find books. And then Steve shared some really good stuff about flipping stuff from eBay to Amazon. So be sure to watch until the end. Much love, guys. See you soon. Peace.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Steve. Drop a comment. Let us know where you are from. I'm in Connecticut right now. Avery, you're in Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Cool. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is going to be a really good mix of content. So regardless of where you are, maybe you're brand new, maybe you've been doing this for 3 to 6 months, maybe you've been doing this for a couple of years. We're gonna share what we've been doing from experience. We're not going to be blowing smoke up your what. We're going to tell you how it is, what works, what doesn't work, pros and cons of different ways. So it's going to be a good show tonight.
And also, we're not selling like a course or a training or anything. And I know a lot of you guys probably want that. This is the training right now. What you guys are on is the training. Me and Steve both have different resources. Steve has a webinar he's going to reference, which is going to help you get more in-depth training on what he talks about. Today, we're just scratching the surface, but take notes, because this is the stuff that's going to make you the money. So take notes today, go out and take action. And as you guys know, we're doing a $1,000 giveaway. And part of that giveaway is we're requiring that you have a GoToLister account. So you guys can go through, we'll probably provide the link somewhere in here, right, Steve? If you guys go to GoToLister.com.
Yep.
We'll also link it. Steve has a special link that gives you 30 days trial. So I'll pump up GoToLister a little bit more later on, but it's a software that's going to help you list faster. And all you need is a free trial in order to qualify for the giveaway for $1,000. And here's another surprise, guys. I said it's a $1,000 giveaway of profitable books. I only have $400 worth of profitable books in my house right now. So I'm just going to pay $600 cash to one of you tonight. I'll just Venmo it to you, and then I'm going to ship you the $400 worth of profit. If that's okay, drop a 1 in the chat.
No, nobody wants cash, man. Nobody wants cash. Well, cool. Awesome. I see Kevin Smolin in the house. What's up, Kevin? We were just on the phone the other day. He's doing
I thought he was my dad, dude.
Okay. I could see a little bit of a resemblance, right? But he's got that nice spiky hair. I don't think your dad has the hair like that, though.
Well, yeah. My dad's got a little less gray hair, but not as thick of a head of hair. So it's a trade-off.
Well, let's rock and roll. Let's get right into it. We'll talk
Speaking
about
of my dad, dude, my dad came over the other day, and I had a ton of caffeine. I was like so amped up. And I was like, Dad, you got to he's like, I'm going to retire soon. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do after I retire. I'm like, Dad, like, you got to learn how to sell on Amazon. I'm like, Steve's going to show you how. He's like, he's got a whole group, eBay to Amazon. I'm like, you got to join that group. And I thought he showed up tonight, maybe, but I guess not. But anyway, yeah, let's dive into it. In this training, you guys are going to learn how to make $10,000 profit each month with used books, CDs, and DVDs without risking thousands of dollars. So I'm going to go over techniques that complete beginners can use and really like broke people, honestly. Like this is a way starting from the bottom up. And there's, two different people. Some people truly don't have money, but then other people are just risk averse. Maybe you have a ton of money saved up, but you don't want to throw money in a business that you don't know is going to work out. So what I'm going to show you is a very low risk way to get started. And then Steve's kind of going to show you how to get more. Basically, if you want to spend more money, Steve's going to show you strategies where you can turn really $5,000, $10,000 each month. I think Steve's spending like upwards of 20 or 30,000 each month on inventory. Actually, maybe a little bit less, maybe like 15,000 a month.
More than that.
More than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be going over all different types of strategies, but what I'm going over is what I know best. I've sold over $1 million worth of used books, CDs, DVDs. So let's get into it. All right, here's me. This is 5 years ago here in Nashville, Tennessee. Before I went on I-40 West to California, I lived in my car. And I just did it because I was crazy. Like, this isn't a sob story. Like, I literally was kind of crazy. And the whole time, the only way I was making money, the only way I ever made money online, truly, like I tried affiliate marketing, I tried a bunch of different things when I was in college and nothing worked. But the one thing that did work was selling my textbooks and selling my wrestling teammates' textbooks and all the classmates' textbooks. So when I saw these people online, like Reezy Resells, Caleb Roth, and these other people, I was like, I could probably do that too. So what I would do is I would go into thrift stores, libraries. I would just scan hundreds and thousands of books. I would get these books, put them in a box, ship them out to Amazon FBA. I didn't have to store them in my car. I would sleep in my car in Walmart parking lots at night and do this during the day. And I had a blast doing it. I got to see the Grand Canyon. I got to go all the way out in California, the desert, the ocean, went up north and worked my way back. And I really didn't know that this was going to be my future. I didn't know I was going to sell millions in books, but it became my future. Actually, I was posting all of this. I started my YouTube channel because I was scared to be on camera. And I started posting, videos just of me living in my car. And then I started posting a few videos about me doing books. And then I went to Steve's house, and on Steve's YouTube channel, he gave me a huge shout out. And I got a few thousand followers. And then I found out that a lot of people can't sell textbooks, but I can. And so my book business started doing over $1 million a year because all of you guys started sending me books. And I saw the power of selling books on Amazon, and my business just blew up like that. So Steve, all my people that are coming in from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, thanks for being here. If you guys don't know who Steve is, he's one of my best friends. We lived together for a year, and he spoke at Miami Sellers Conference. He is super impressive, not only what he does on social media, he's almost at 200,000 subs on YouTube, but he also has an Amazon business. And this specific Amazon business he started was like 18 months ago, if that, like a little bit over a year ago. And now he's doing $10,000 profit each month. And he's been selling on Amazon, probably eBay and Amazon, almost for a decade now. Back when he had hair, he was flipping items on eBay. So he's a huge inspiration to the community, and I really appreciate him being here. So let's dive into it, guys. I would get your notepads out because I'm going to be moving fast, and this information is super important. These principles are simple, but you need to follow these. And if you get sidetracked and, if you get bogged down in the details of stuff that doesn't really matter, you're probably not going to have success in this business. You're going to have success in this business if you have money flowing in your bank account and you're actually making profit, because then you're going to want to keep doing the things that I'm talking about over and over again. So make sure you follow these principles in order to really turn your first profit so you can have the motivation to keep going. In any Amazon reselling business, I'm teaching you guys how to sell books today, but I do wholesale also, and I do a little bit of online arbitrage. In any Amazon business, the most important thing when purchasing inventory is that it has healthy profit and healthy demand. If I took you into a room filled with books, like I'm in right now, I'm in a room filled with books, and I told you these books are worth $1 million in profit, would you pay $100,000 for those books? Drop a 1 in the chat if you would. I'm gonna give some shout outs. All right, I see some ones coming in. Steve says 1, Kevin says 1. Marty, okay. But what if I told you that's $1 million worth of profit, but the books will never sell? Would you still pay $100,000 for them? They're profitable books? No. Everyone's saying no. This is a big problem that people run into. They buy a bunch of inventory that doesn't sell. Now, on the flip side, what if I took you in a room that's filled with a bunch of inventory and I said, this inventory is going to sell next week, but it's not going to make you any profit? Would you buy it? No. So you need those two things to be true. You need there to be healthy profit and healthy demand. Well, how do we figure that out? This is how we figure it out. Real simple. And these apps have made it extremely simple for us. So the first app I'm going to be talking about is Scout IQ. They should be sponsoring this video. My friend actually originally made the app, and now they're owned by another company. But Scout IQ allows you to make a quick decision on a book. You scan the book with your phone. That's all you need. And it tells you whether or not it's profitable, factoring in those two things I just said. It tells you if it's profitable and if it sells. And on average, Scout IQ, I'd say they're right 95% of the time. So you'll have to learn how to read this data, and you guys can go, watch Steve's channel or my channel to really learn in depth how to read this data. But I would say most of the time Scout IQ is correct. If it turns green, you should probably buy it. If it turns red, you should probably leave it on the shelf. Now, if you're going to be doing online arbitrage like Steve teaches, or I do OA with other items like supplements and stuff like that, I recommend Seller Amp or Flipmine. And these are going to be like Chrome extensions. I'm not really too sure about Flipmine. Steve can talk more about Flipmine, but Seller Amp is a Chrome extension. And it's basically like Scout IQ on your computer for when you're looking at regular items on Amazon. So those are the 3 apps we recommend. You don't need to buy all of them at once. Just whatever business model you start to do, make sure you have the correct app. So today we're going to be talking about book selling. So make sure you have Scout IQ. So this is a numbers game. These are the 3 ways to increase your profit in your book business, and really in your Amazon business, but especially in your book business. Number 1 is scan better inventory. I don't care if you go to a place that has thousands of books. If the books suck, you're not going to leave with that much profit. So we're going to be going over some next level techniques today on how to get that better inventory, and make sure that you guys take action on those, because where you're scanning the books, the quality of the books matters so much. You can scan like a madman, but if the books are trash, you're not going to make profit. But factor number 2 is scan more. A lot of people, they start this business and they're like, Avery, I didn't have success. And I'm like, well, how many books did you scan? They only scanned 200 books. If there's only 2% of the books at the thrift store that are good, only 2% are good. If you scan 200, you're going to get 4, and you're not going to feel very good about yourself when you leave. But if you would have scanned 1,000 books in the same amount of time it took you to scan 200, you'll leave with 20 books. That's a lot better. You probably just made $100, $200 profit in that 1 hour. I was able to scan about 1,500 books per hour when I was doing this full time, when I was going out in the field every single day. So, I mean, that's kind of like on the extreme side, but I would put my headphones on. The app makes a dinging noise if it's good. It turns green if it's profitable, makes a cha-ching noise, and then it makes a dun-dun noise if it's not good. And I would just put podcast on, scan 4,000 or 5,000 books a day. I know it sounds exhausting. It is. You guys don't have to do that, but I was trying to do this full time right out the gate. So that's what I would do. And then the third thing is scan faster. So scan more and scan faster. Those kind of go hand in hand, but make sure you're looking at your Scout IQ stats. Scout IQ just released this in the last year where they show you your stats. And, you know, if you're feeling down, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not finding that much inventory. Look at the numbers. How much have you been scanning? How much work have you really been putting in your business? And this app's not going to lie to you. It's going to tell you what your lifetime scans are, and it's going to tell you what your scans are each day. And so try to get those scans as high as possible. But first of all, you want to focus on finding good inventory. That's the most important thing. So we're going to go over top sourcing strategies to skyrocket your profit. Okay. Number 1 is thrift stores. Everybody knows you can go to thrift stores and scan the book section. If you didn't know that, now you do. Almost every thrift store has a book section. Just Google all thrift stores in your area. You should go to every single one in your city. Most cities have 10, 15, 20 thrift stores you can go to. Go to every single one. You'll find out which ones are good, which ones are bad. But the next thing you should do when you go in the thrift store, after you scan every single book they have, is ask for backroom access. You find the manager, you find the owner. If it's a small mom and pop, you find the owners. They will definitely give you backroom access because they want more money. If it's a Goodwill, it can become kind of political. But if you're a good salesperson and you're extroverted enough, or you buy them coffee or donuts or whatever, you'll get backroom access also. This is next level, guys. And most people don't do this because resellers are so introverted. We don't like to talk to people, but go out, talk to people, tell them what you do. Don't be a weirdo. Tell them that you're a reseller. Tell them that you'll buy more books, and tell them, you know, exactly what you're doing, and they'll help you out. They'll help you. They'll give you backroom access. They'll let you look through all the books and tell them that you'll keep everything organized. You can even help them put the Christian section. You can divide the books up. You can help them categorize by fiction, Christian, whatever. I do that sometimes where I'll help them rebox the books by category. So you can actually provide value that way. Be there the day that the inventory gets on the shelf. If you're going to thrift stores and it sucks, it's probably because somebody in your city knows when to go. So maybe every Tuesday at 9 a.m. they put the books out. You can easily find out when they put the books out by simply asking the manager. That's it. Super simple technique, but it makes a huge difference. And make friends with the employees and managers. Give them your phone number. Text them. Make sure they're doing all right. Ask them if there's any way you can help. Find out what their pain points are. Maybe they want to get rid of books. Maybe they look at books as a nuisance. So what you can do is help alleviate that by going picking up books. just, text them every once in a while, make sure they're doing good, treat them like, just be a good human and smile at them and they'll be nice to you. That's literally that's simple. Go read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'm done talking about that part. Okay, become friends with the friends of the library. So every library has a small section and it's either like an ongoing sale, but they're called friends of the library. They're not the library. They're a group that works with almost every library in America. I think I've been to like a handful of libraries, like 4 or 5 libraries that do not have a friends of the library. Almost every library has the friends group. They put the library sales on. So they have these huge library sales. You guys can go to booksalefinder.com. I would write this down, guys. Booksalefinder.com. It's a great website to look up local library sales in your area. So what I would do is become friends with the friends of the library. So same exact thing, be a good person, smile, help them set up the sale. And you want to show up to these library sales that they throw. You want to literally show up an hour early, help them set up, ask them if you can scan the books as you're setting up. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. If they don't let you, don't worry. It's fine. Just help them set up, be a good person, and trust me, they'll reward you somehow. They'll either tap you on the shoulder whenever they're bringing out the new textbooks or nonfiction. They know what you're there for. We've been around for years, guys. Resellers have been around for 20 plus years. Like we're not new. So they know who we are. They love our business, and you want to treat them well and purchase a lot of books from them and make them happy. So help them set up, bring coffee and donuts, buy their membership. There's a Friends of the Library membership. All of you should buy the membership for one reason. If you buy the Friends of the Library membership, they have a Friends early bird sale that you can go to. A lot of them do. So make sure to buy the membership. It's usually like 15, 20 bucks. It's going to be worth it. Plus all the other scanners will be there too. So if you go to the library sale after everyone's looked through it, it's going to be trash. Used bookstores are huge, guys. When I was scanning 4,000 or 5,000 books a day, the only reason why I was able to do that is because I lived right next to a used bookstore, and I would go in there, I would set a timer for 4 hours, and that was my work day. I would scan as many books as possible. Used bookstores are great. The difference between used bookstores and Goodwill and libraries is you're not going to be getting books for $1 or $2. There's going to be books that are $10, $20, $30, $50 sometimes. That's why it's really important to get good at reading these apps so you can understand when you need to drop $50 on a book that's going to bring you back $100. I would rather buy books for $50 that are going to bring me back $100 than buy a bunch of $1 books that are going to bring me back $2, because it's a lot less work. I can list 10 books and make $500 versus listing, 100 books to make $500. Big difference. Try to scan at least 500 plus an hour. I know it's a stretch for some of you, but it's going to help out a ton. Like, just get in the habit of scanning. And if it's got no barcodes in the book, pull that book out, put it in your cart, and then manually look it up later. Non-barcode books are great because nobody looks them up. Non-barcode books probably have like a triple acceptance rate compared to barcode books. Barcode books are so easy for everyone to look at, but the non-barcode books are just sitting on the shelf and likely no one's looked it up. So if you get in the habit of looking up non-barcode books, you'll leave with a lot more winners. And pay attention where the fresh books are being put on the shelf. So if there's bookstores, McKay's Used Bookstore, if you guys live in the South, it's a great bookstore to go to. Half Price Books is also good. Powell's Books is good for East Coast people. Second and Charles is good for, Powell's Books is good for West Coast people. Second and Charles is good for East Coast. And then there's Savers up north. Savers thrift store. I've been to basically every type of thrift store and used bookstore in the States. So when you're at these places, they usually bring out new books. So be listening for like a cart of books to be rolled out, or just ask them like, hey, can I look at the books in the cart that you're about to roll out? And like, sometimes they don't like us, but sometimes they do. And again, if you're nice, there's a higher chance that they'll like you. All right, this is like for all my extroverts out there, for people that are ballsy. This is probably like the best way to make money, but nobody ever does it. Like, I actually have like none of my students tell me that they have success doing this because nobody actually does it. It takes balls to do this. So you go to a college campus, and the reason why I share this technique is it worked for me. I've made thousands of dollars doing this. And we used to do these bookseller meetups. And one of the guys that would come to the meetups, he was doing like two or 400,000 per month as like a one-man show. And he was mainly selling textbooks. And it's because this guy was like crazy enough to go to colleges and like buy out closets worth of textbooks. So this is a huge technique. Ask every department if they have textbooks rotting and collecting dust. Go to the psychology department, biology department. If you're young enough, just put a backpack on and act like you're a kid on the college campus. I mean, older people are still getting their college degrees, so you guys can go in and you'll be okay. Or just if you're really worried about the rules, like ask the president or an official at the school if you can come in and buy books from people. Sometimes they'll tell you no, sometimes they'll tell you yes, but I just put a backpack on and walk in and get after it. Ask the bookstore if they have any books they're crashing. So you can go directly to the used college bookstore, talk to the people and say, hey, do you have any old textbooks that you're throwing away? Old could mean 2 or 3 years for them. Even like 7, 8-year-old textbooks are still pretty profitable. So a lot of times they're not going to sell it back to the students. So they look at them as trash, and that's an opportunity for us to purchase more books. This is the next level technique, and there's a lot of people making a ton of money doing this. So once a semester, when it's over, when the semester's over with, you can get permission from someone on campus or not. Maybe you can just do it on your own if you're ballsy. Set a table up, and you can really ask permission to do this. They'll let you do this. Set a table up like I'm at right now. Get a big pile of books, get a big pile of cash, and as students are leaving their exams, they're going to sell you their books for, pay $30 for a book that's going to make you $100. I recommend paying them 25% of the market value. So if it's a $100 textbook, pay them $25. If it's a $200 textbook, pay them $50. They'll be more than happy for the cash. They could sell it online themselves, but they're not going to. So they're going to sell you. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I was doing this back when I was in college was I would pay them just as much as they would make selling it to a buyback company online. So if Chegg was offering them $50, I'd say I'll pay you $52. I should have offered them $30 and say, hey, this is cold hard cash right now. You don't have to do anything with the book. And they probably would have taken that. So you live and you learn, but that's another great way to get books as well. All right, it keeps getting better, guys. Oh my gosh, this presentation is so good. I'm giving you guys so much sauce right now. Like somebody out there is going to be mad at me for telling you all this. Closeouts, guys. I made $10,000 profit in a day. I know it sounds like bullshit, but it's true. This is like when I really realized I could do this full time. I would salsa dance at nighttime. I wouldn't always do this, but I was salsa dancing in Nashville one night, and I drove 9 hours to South Carolina to a college that closed down. In my Toyota Corolla, I pulled up to the school and I scanned all the textbooks. It must have been 2,000 textbooks I scanned. I packed up 20 U-Haul boxes. I put them in my Toyota Corolla. It was over 20,000 gross profit. I split the profit with someone and I made $10,000 profit a day. So I'm going to tell you guys how you can do this. It's super simple. You just set alerts for colleges and libraries closing down on Google Alerts. A few years ago, I would not have shared this because it was such a good technique. So you guys should really actually do this. So set alerts for colleges, libraries closing down. So go to Google Alerts. You can get emails for keywords. Make the keywords colleges closing down, library closing down. There's about probably 100 colleges closed down a year, if not more. So just put colleges closing. You'll get a lot of emails of colleges closing for people being snow day or something. But every once in a while, you get an email, college is permanently closing. And then what you can do is just message the president or message the bookstore directly or the library and say, hey, I'm a bookseller. I'm interested in buying your whole collection. And they'll sell them for 10% of market value. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, call them, tell them you'll remove all their books. You get paid big time. If you're going to tell them that you remove all their books, make sure you can actually deliver on that, because that part can be a pain. The best deal you can get is, hey, I'll come pay you top dollar for the books I want, and then offer them, $2, $3, $4, $5 per book, and you're willing to pay that much because these books are going to bring you $50, $70 profit a piece. So you're willing to even pay $10 per book. It's worth it. Okay, another thing you can do, I still do this, is consignment with friends. So a lot of your friends will see you're starting your book business. Maybe you post it on social media. They're like, oh, can I buy from your bookstore? Usually it's not worth it for them to buy from your store online. It's kind of confusing to do that. I never really do that with people. It's just confusing. But instead what I say is, hey, if you have books, I'll buy them from you, or I'll sell them on consignment. So what you can do is take their name and then write it down when you make when you list their book. And then when their book sells, you're going to split the profits with them 50-50. That's usually the best deal. take 50% of the profit, pay them 50% of the profit. You can also do this with libraries, thrift stores, other businesses as well. I have a friend that does like 700,000 a year doing this just with libraries in his local area. So that's another business model you can pursue also. Price smart, guys. So I just went over all the different strategies to find books. Hopefully that was valuable. If you guys got value, drop a 2 in the chat. I know that was a lot. Hopefully you guys took notes. We'll also make this available on our YouTube channels later, so you guys can watch this too. But you guys are going to have a bunch of books, just like I have right here. Look at all these books I have. And now you have a choice. You can either sell these books for dirt cheap and not make that much money, or you can be smart and price them intelligently like a sane human being and not tank the prices. Which one do you guys want to do? Comment in the chat which one you guys want to do. Do you guys want to price smart or price dumb? See a lot of 2s coming through. Everyone's saying price smart. Oh, we got one person said tank the price. I'm going to kick him out of here. Drew Shady. That's why you're only doing 1,000 a month. I'm going to start talking smack. Smart. All right. So here it's basic principles, guys. When it comes to pricing, don't be the lowest price if you don't have to. How do you know if you should be the lowest price or not? Well, if you have a fast selling book, you can probably price higher. It's as simple as that. If it's a fast selling book, you should probably price a little bit higher. If the book has a prime bump, take advantage of that. So the way we teach how to sell on Amazon, we're packing our items up, we're shipping them to Amazon, which means that when our books arrive at Amazon, we're going to have 2-day shipping, where like a lot of these huge sellers like Goodwill and these other mega Amazon sellers, they don't use FBA. So they don't have the 2-day shipping where we do. So by shipping your items to Amazon, you are going to get this little prime check here next to your item, and you're going to be able to price your item for as much as you want. Usually with books, a healthy prime bump is about 20% higher. So you can see here, this person's selling it for $56, but they have 7-day shipping. This person here, this is actually Amazon selling it, but you'll get this prime check too for sending to FBA. They're able to sell it for $69 simply because they shipped it Amazon FBA and they get 2-day shipping. So if you guys are doing it the way we're teaching, where you pack up a box of books, ship it to Amazon, you guys can capitalize on this prime bump by pricing about 20% higher. Okay. And actually all my go-to-lister users out there, we automatically do this for you. So if you're listing with go-to-lister and you're using smart pricing, this is a feature we have. We allow you to price your books at the higher price. So you can see, here's our rules. If your book is under 125,000 sales rank, we're going to try to price it at the 4th lowest FBA offer, which could be the difference. Look at this. Right here, you have $56 to $69. That's a $13 difference in the lowest 2 offers. So we're going to actually price it at the 4th lowest FBA offer and help you make that much more profit. So even if you only price up 10 to 15% of your inventory when you're listing, you can like really increase your profit by a few $100s if you price your items intelligently. Now, if you look at our slower moving books, so the higher sales rank stuff, 2.1 million, 3 million, for this stuff, we just match buy box. We're not going to try and be greedy. But if we know the book sells fast, we're going to price it higher. So you guys can do this manually, or all my go-to-lister users out there, which a lot of people are go-to-listers. Type in go-to in the chat if you're a go-to-lister user. You can turn on smart pricing, and this is really going to help you boost your profits as a bookseller. The next thing is understanding your profit so you can scale. So as a lot of you guys know, my Amazon account was shut down this summer, but I'm back up and running now in my own ways. I'm using my friends' accounts and cousins' accounts. So basically, I'm still running my business, and I just made a huge wholesale purchase. And before my account got shut down, I was spending like $50,000 a month on inventory. Recently, I just spent $10,000 this week, but I'm getting back up there. And the only reason why I'm confident enough to spend that much money is because I understand my numbers. I know when I spend $10,000 that I'm going to get at least $15,000 back. Worst case scenario. I'm hoping for $20,000 back, but likely it's going to be $15,000 to $17,000 back. The only reason why I'm confident with this is I track my profits. So you guys should be tracking how much you're spending on inventory. What did you pay for your inventory? Where did you purchase your inventory? Did you purchase it from your local library? What branch did you purchase it from? Did you purchase them from Goodwill? Did you go to a college campus? You should be tracking all of your sources where you purchase your inventory from. So at the end of the year, when you look at your profit, you can see, oh, this library is making me 90% of my profit. I should be going back to that more often. So ruthlessly measure your profit so you have the courage to spend an uncomfortable amount on inventory. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be spending $10,000 a week on inventory, I would have been like, I probably would have believed you because I had big goals for myself. But at the same time, I remember telling Caleb, the book flipper, my friend Jameson bought $3,000 worth of Lego in one day. And look, in hindsight, it's not even that much. But at the time, I told Caleb, I'm like, I can't believe he just spent $3,000 on Legos. It's crazy. But the reason why is he knew that money was going to come back to him. And you guys will have a lot more courage and confidence if you know what your profit margins are. So that's another thing GoToLister does is we show you exactly what your profit is. So when you guys open up your Amazon seller app, what you'll see is your sales. So 22,000 in sales, but Amazon seller app doesn't tell you what your profit is. Amazon doesn't really care what your profit is. Amazon just wants you to send more inventory that makes them money. But what you care about is what's your profit. So GoToLister tells you what you paid for the inventory, because remember, you're entering in all your buy costs as you're listing your inventory. That way you can have accurate profit analytics. Then it's going to factor in all Amazon FBA fees, and it's going to tell you what your true profit is. So even though you did 22,000 in sales, at the end of the day, you're really left with 5,200. And so this is super important. I check this every day. I check my GoToLister stats on the Amazon accounts that I'm partnering with now, and I make sure that we're profitable. I make sure that, you know, nothing crazy is going on. And this is a gross profit number. So it gives you a glimpse of, are you making good purchasing decisions? We're also mobile friendly now. So we just rolled this out a few weeks ago. You can open this up on your phone and see what your profit is. It also tells you stats like how many items you listed, how many items you've sold in the last 30 days, what your average sales price is. So open up GoToLister on your phone and log in, and this is the first thing you'll see. And if all that's confusing you, like Heidi just showed up. She doesn't sell on Amazon at all. And so she's probably super confused. I made a 100% free course. It's got 5 modules that break down everything you need to know, everything that I learned selling over $1 million on Amazon. And it's in here. You guys can visit it. You don't have to put your email in or anything. Just go to the website. It's all there on the website. It's all the information I know in my head that has made this business successful for me. So you guys can go there. And with that being said, oh, one more thing, and then I'm going to pass it off to Steve. List fast. So I went over a bunch of sourcing strategies and pricing strategies, but the last thing you need to know is listing is a $12 to $20 per hour job. So I pay people that list for me $12 to $20. I'm not telling you guys to hire someone yet. Eventually you should either hire out, a prep center, or hire someone and pay them, $15 to $20 an hour to prep for you. But my point is this: I just taught you guys a skill that's $200 plus per hour. If you get good at it and you truly actually apply yourself and you're diligent, you go to the thrift stores, you go to the bookstores, you'll probably be making realistically $200 per hour. But to come back home and to waste 4 hours listing your items because you don't have a good software or a good workflow, that is going to kill your per hour job. Now you just took it from $200 per hour down to like $20 per hour because you wasted time listing items. So I'll show you how fast I can list. I have 25 items here. I'm going to show you how fast I can list 25 items. But first, Steve's going to reveal how he's making $10K a month in profit from his couch, flipping DVDs and eBay. He's probably about $5,000 in profit right now, but he was cranking out $10,000 profit months before. But he's getting back up and running. You should have posted a picture of your house, man. His house got ran into, so he's not able to.
It's in the slides, dude. Don't worry.
Perfect. I'm gonna pass it off to you, man.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Avery, for sharing. And yeah, we got a lot of love in the comments right now. A lot of people are using GoToLister. So hopefully we get to meet some of you guys at your event, Avery, at the Miami Seller Conference. So
oh yeah, check this out. Can they see my hat right now? Miami Sellers Conference, baby. Everyone that buys tickets, I'm gonna ship you one of these hats too. That's part of when you get your general admission ticket, I'm gonna ship you a hat.
All right, let's rock and roll. So, all right, I'm gonna try to match Avery's energy. I don't know if I can, but what's up, everybody? My name
wrestling practice, man. That's why I'm like so amped up.
So what's going on, everybody? My name's Steve, otherwise known as Rake and Profit. If you look me up on YouTube, Instagram, I've been making videos online, sharing my journey from living at home with my parents, being broke as a joke, wanted to run my own business to actually doing it and, being pretty successful over the years, doing it for about 10 years now. So, for the first 7 to 8 years, I did mostly thrifting. I went to thrift stores. I mean, it's all on my YouTube channel at Rake and Profit. I went to thrift stores. I would do road trips, garage sales, local pickups. I mean, any and everything. I mean, if you wanted to see me out in real life, I was usually at Savers or Goodwill. That's what I did for about 7 or 8 years. And then, I started to get a little bit older, start to lose a little bit of hair. Didn't really want to be running all around to thrift stores and stuff. And what actually caused me to change from going to thrift stores and garage sales and all that. And funny thing is, like, it was hard for me to stop doing it because my mom and I, like, we used to go thrifting all the time with one another. I taught my mom how to do this 10 years ago. She does anywhere from a couple thousand a month up to $5,000 a month selling books. She's known as Mama Profit. You can see her on Instagram. A lot of people think they watch my videos just for her. But 2 years ago, I switched my business. And the reason I did is because I got into a really bad car accident. And I'm actually curious, before I get into this, does everybody know what I do eBay to Amazon flipping? This isn't drop shipping. This isn't, when I say eBay to Amazon, people think I'm drop shipping or doing something that is like, against terms of service or something sketchy. But comment E2A if you've ever purchased a physical item from ebay.com and flipped it for a profit on Amazon. I'm actually curious. And I actually see some of my friends and students in the house right now, but I'm curious. And put a 2 if you've never done it before. If you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Because this is something that nobody really talks about. I mean, I guess over the last year since I started talking about it, there's a few YouTube channels that popped up, and I do have a course and whatnot. I'm not going to be pitching it in this in this webinar. I just want to give you guys a bunch of free value, but a lot of people don't really know what it is. So, okay, there's a lot of people who have no idea what it is. So, all right, this is good to know. So here's a picture of my truck. I got hit in the highway. This happened about 2 years ago. Got hit in the highway by a massive truck. And again, Avery said it before, we're not trying to do sob stories, but this is just real life. I'm just sharing what happened. I got hit by a truck, started having massive panic attacks when I was driving. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever been in a car accident before, but after my car accident, and I'm dead serious, like, I'm still not the same. I'm like super paranoid driving now. And I just didn't want to drive all around and go to thrift stores and auctions and garage sales. I used to travel all over the place. Matter of fact, I used to do road trips. Avery said he did a 9-hour trip to, I think, North or South Carolina. I did a 30-day trip and documented the whole thing on my YouTube channel. I shipped everything out of hotels. I was running into hotels with Brother laser printers. I would have stuff stacked up in inventory on those carts. And I remember one time I went on an elevator and I was like trying to get the cart over the little notch, and like everything fell over. The Brother printer like smashed on, like, it's crazy. But so that's what happened. It's the reality of what happened. So I was trying to find a way to make money online without, traveling all over. And to be perfectly transparent, like, I had a good amount of money saved up because I've been reselling for 8 years. I've been in business. I learned a lot. Of course, I made a lot of mistakes, but I had a good amount of capital saved up. And the reason I share that is because everybody should know the benefit of doing thrift stores and garage sales and auctions and local pickup is you could start on a really small budget. Like, you can start for almost free or for just a little bit of money. When you get into eBay to Amazon flipping or in different forms of online arbitrage, it does take more money. So having more money, having access to capital, having more business experience, maybe knowing how to leverage virtual assistants. You don't have to have all of those, but I just want to share, like, I had a lot of advantages. So don't think, like, I always recommend for people, if you're brand spanking new, do what Avery says. Like, that's the best way to do it. If you're brand new, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have really much experience in business, thrifting is the best way to start. It's the least risky way possible. These are my numbers. In the last year, I've done about 553,000, probably a little bit more. This is from about a week ago. You could see the date, October 11th. And if you take a look right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you see how the last couple months have kind of been going downhill. What the heck has happened? Why are my sales starting to go downhill if this is such a great business? Well, Actually, I'll tell you, I'll jump ahead and then I'll go back. This is what happened. A car literally hit my house 2 months ago. I'm in a freaking hotel right now. I'm literally in a hotel. I haven't been allowed back in my house. I had over $60,000 of inventory trapped in my house for 2 months because the city officials would not let me in the house. I couldn't process anything. I had no heat. I had no hot water. It was the scariest shit that's ever happened. Excuse my language. I was in my house. All of a sudden, we heard an explosion. I thought my sauna exploded, and literally a car ran through my house. I ran downstairs and I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was on drugs. I wasn't able to ship anything out for the last 2 months, but Avery, you're going to be happy. I've been using GoToLister for about the last week. I started shipping again. I finally got back into my house to be able to ship. I still can't live there because I have to reframe my house until they let me back in. But take a look at some of these shipments, guys, that I've been sending out. And that's why I preface by saying you need more capital. Like, there are ways to do this on a budget, but if you're trying to do $10,000 a month profit, if I told you you're going to be able to do that for less than $500, and it's a bunch of BS. It takes more capital, it takes more money. So whether you're at that point or not, just know as you grow and scale your thrifting business and you're doing books and you're going to, Savers and Goodwill and local pickups and library sales and all that, you could grow into a point where you don't necessarily have to be driving all over the place. I have a lot of friends and students that I teach how to do this who are, maybe they're a bit older, maybe they had knee surgery, maybe they're disabled, maybe they just have more money and they don't want to waste their time going around thrifting all day long, which it's fun, but after a while it definitely gets old. But you can see, the shipment, I sent out 3 shipments today. Let me move my screen so I can see it. So yeah, my first shipment I sent out today, I spent $1,800 on, and I should get about $900 profit back. The second one I spent $1,600. I should get about $636. That one actually had a couple items that tanked in price because I'm starting to ship out a lot of my items I couldn't touch for 2 months. But you can see, I'm spending a lot of money in this business. Like, in order for me to do 10, I was up to over $15,000 a month profit months, which I showed you in my account, Avery. But I was spending sometimes over $40,000 a month. So I just want to be 100% transparent. I don't want folks to think like you're going to be able to replicate my results with $5, right? In your bank account. Go to the thrift store. Comment 1 if you'd like to learn how I'm sourcing 500 to 1,000 items every month without leaving my house. And I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've documented it. For anyone who's in any of my programs or watch my YouTube channel, everything I'm going to share today is legit. I've been literally documenting this whole entire journey from when I would be on my phone with the Amazon seller app, scanning items on eBay, trying to find deals. And since then, I've learned a ton. I've created tons of systems, softwares. I've learned about a bunch of cool stuff that I'm going to share. But yeah, we got a bunch of people dropping ones. Okay, cool. And I also do want to say, like, I just never want to come off as that guy who is like trying to sell you a dream. But the reality is there's 2 sides of the coin. Like, one side of the coin is you do have to spend a lot of money if you want to scale to my level. And there's people who do more than I do. I just went to a mastermind. There's a guy who's actually on pace to do $300,000 a month with this method. There was another guy, Josiah. He does $100,000 a month. Checkmate Flips. You could find him on YouTube. He's doing around $80,000 a month. I mean, there's a lot of people doing this, but it definitely takes money. But there are people out there like my friend Amanda. She only spends a couple $1,000s a month, and she just hit $10,000 in sales just a couple days ago, and she shared it in our group. So there's people doing a couple thousand, and then there's people doing a couple 100,000, but it certainly takes money. 98% of my sales come from eBay to Amazon flipping. Okay. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to share exactly how to do it and what the process is. One of the cool things is you get a bunch of stuff coming to your house. You can take cool social media pictures. The bad thing is the neighbors are kind of a little confused what the hell I'm doing. Like, maybe, I'm going on a shopping spree every day, or I have issues, or I'm running a drug business. It looks so sketchy. And this was my mailman, like the poor guy. Trust me, I give him a good Christmas bonus. Okay. So the goal in 2023 is 750,000 in sales, with a 25% profit margin. So I want to let you guys know, when I throw these big numbers out, it's not all profit. There's 3 different things you have to consider. There's sales, then there's profit, but then there's actually cash flow, which is the money you pay yourself after you invest in the business, so on and so forth. My profit margin is around 25% profit. Some months I don't even pay myself because I'm trying to grow to 100,000 a month. Other times I pay myself $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month. It really depends. So I don't want to get too much in the weeds right now, but I just want to be upfront about that. Okay. So I'm at about 550K. I'm trying to get to 750K, and we're in Q4 right now. In Q4, items sell so much faster. Inventory moves. It's the holiday season. So I'm hoping to really push hard and hit that. So what the heck is eBay to Amazon? Okay. So I'll share with you the simplified version. Step one, you cherry pick products from ebay.com. These are physical products that are undervalued and sell for much more money on Amazon FBA. And yes, believe it or not, I buy items every single day. I've sold over 12,000 products in the last year, tons of products. And usually I don't sell them for any less than 20% profit margin. And then there's quite a bit that I sell for 40, 50, even over 100% margin. So step one, cherry pick on ebay.com. Step two, everything comes to my house, and then I have to open it, prep it, inspect it, and then list it. Okay. Step number three, you ship everything to Amazon. Okay. Once it gets to Amazon, the customer is going to purchase your product, and then Amazon's going to ship it out to them, and they're going to pick it, pack it, ship it, and you get paid. So this is the same exact process of what Avery was talking about, but what's the difference? I buy my items from ebay.com. They come to my house. Avery, I know he does wholesale and stuff now and different things, but a lot of you guys are going to go find your inventory at thrift stores and at garage sales and at auctions. What's the difference? You're going to spend a lot less money, but you're going to spend a lot more time finding it. For me, just because I've been doing this for almost a decade, I have a lot more money than time now. So I leverage my money to buy products without having to leave my house. As a matter of fact, I have 2 full-time virtual assistants who do this for me. Okay. And again, I want to preface, you can start on a small scale with this, but it obviously requires more capital. So this is me looking like an egomaniac, taking multiple pictures of myself. Now, this isn't normally what my house looks like. This isn't normally what my garage looks like. But again, a car hit my house. I literally had $60,000 worth of inventory sitting in my garage, and I had to move it all into here because the refrigerator had meat in it. It's spoiled. Like the whole garage. I'm not going to get into it. You can watch my YouTube video, but the last week or so has been a mess. And Avery messaged me the other day. He's like, what the heck happened to your sales? Like they died. And I'm like, dude, I've been locked out of my house for 2 months. So now I'm, looking like a crazy person, getting all this stuff shipped out. And hopefully I'll be back up to, $80,000 months and hopefully $100,000 months soon. That's where I'm going to take this business and kind of chill out. So here's some screenshots, different things that I flipped. These are actually some sales from like a year ago. I just want to show some like lower end items I flip. These are DVDs. Like some of these DVDs I would pay 18, sell it for 38. Another DVD was $22.99, sold it for 41. 15, flipped it for 32. Bought another DVD for 23, flipped it for 52. 20 to 45, 20 to 35. So those numbers might intimidate you, but I just want you to know the margins aren't as sexy as thrifting. But again, what am I doing? I'm leveraging my money so I can have my time. That's the whole purpose of this. And again, a lot of people don't realize there's so many opportunities on eBay. And this was a picture from about a year ago when I was doing mostly all DVDs. Now I do a ton of other items that I'll share, but yeah, that was a whole dining room table full of DVDs that I picked up from eBay that I sold on Amazon, which is pretty cool. Okay, so what does $750,000 actually mean? It means about $150,000 profit. Okay, so just want to share that with you. What types of products can you flip from eBay to Amazon? Books. Yes, you can flip books. DVDs. I flipped tons of books. I flipped tons of DVDs. I flipped over 5,000 DVDs probably in the last 2 years. CDs, board games, toys, tools, video games, electronics, anything that you're ungated in, anything that you're, that you normally can sell, you can flip from eBay to Amazon. Okay. So the list goes on and on. But the question is, how the heck do you find products on eBay? Like, what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to find profitable products? Like eBay's full of millions and millions of products. How do I know what to buy? How do I filter it? Like when I go to a thrift store, I open up Scout IQ and I could scan and I could analyze it that way. How do I go on ebay.com and find deals? Well, that's a great question. Sourcing software. So there's software out there that will actually filter eBay for you and give you all the best deals from home. And I'm actually going to show you guys a live demo of how to do it. It's not my software, but it's one of my favorite softwares that I love to use and that my team uses. You can build a leads list. You could go through your recent Amazon sales. So who here has been selling on Amazon for a while? Have you ever sold an item on Amazon for 50, 70, 80, 90, 100 bucks? This is how I started eBay to Amazon. I would go to my Amazon sales and I would look for the high-end books. Matter of fact, oh my God, this is so funny. Avery came to my house one time and you brought this book with you. I forgot what it was called, but it was like some weird, it was a textbook. It was like a small little pocket hand. I forget. It was like a radiology. I don't know what it was. It was radiology or something weird. He was like bragging to me how he sold, he got this book and he found it at a thrift store and it sold for 200 bucks. Well, guess what I did? I don't know if I ever told you this, Avery. I put that on my leads list and I flipped that thing from eBay to Amazon like 10 times. I'm sorry, but you can do that. You can check your recent sales and then just go on eBay and see if you could find it. Are you going to pay more money? Absolutely. Are you going to pay $1 or $2 like at a thrift store? No, but guess what? You could do it drinking wine at your house. You can build a replens list. Anything you've ever sold before, you can go look for it on eBay. You could even do this on Facebook Marketplace and Mercari. You could do eBay store reverse searches. You could storefront stock. Okay, so you could find other sellers who are selling a bunch of different items you're interested in, and you could take them all and then you could reverse source them on eBay. I do this all the time. I've done it a freaking million times. Avery kind of talked about this before. This is Flipmine. Flipmine's a web-based software. It also is a Chrome extension as well. My friend David created this software about 4 years ago. I learned about it about a year and a half ago. And I want to share a little tutorial of how it is. So yeah, they have a free trial over here. You can use my affiliate link if you want. The benefit of using my link, thanks to David, he hooked me up. If you go to rakeandprofit.com/flipmine and use the code RAKEN, you can save 20% your first 3 months. So I am an affiliate, but again, use it, don't use it. That's up to you. But they do have, I think, a 7 or a 14-day free trial. So what I want to do, yeah, someone said 750,000 in sales and only 150,000 profit. See, guys, this is the mindset shift a lot of you guys have to have. And a lot of folks who are new to business or maybe are just thrifting, you have to understand thrifting is amazing because you can go to thrift stores and you can find a book for $1 and sell it for 50, right? But guess what, guys? You can make as much money as you want, but you can't make more time. Time is something that is very precious. So when you finally get to a point where you have more money than time, and again, I'm not trying to sound like a jackass or anything, but the truth is that's the benefit of wholesale and online arbitrage and eBay to Amazon. You're leveraging your money. But if you don't have money, again, nothing against you. If you don't have any money, you go to the thrift store, you use your time, but then eventually you leverage your money to gain back your time, but keep the money coming in, if that makes sense. Okay. So we're over here at Flipmine right now. And pretty much what Flipmine does is it allows you to set parameters or filters or rules, whatever you want to call it, to be able to find products that you could buy on eBay at a discounted price to flip on Amazon for a profit. Now, the cool thing about this software is you can literally go after almost anything. And if you download their Chrome extension, it'll tell you if you're restricted in items, so it won't show you items that you can't sell. Let's just say I want to look for new items on eBay that have a rank less than 500,000. And you want to know what? Let's actually get a little more specific here because I don't want to overwhelm you. Let's say we want to go after new DVDs. So I'm going to go in the category is new and look at all these different categories I can source from eBay to Amazon. David is brilliant for creating this software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to movies and TV because that's where DVDs are held. Okay. And let's say we only want to find DVDs that are selling for more than 30 bucks for at least $6 profit. And again, we could change this. We could do $10 profit, but the reason I like to do a little bit lower of a profit and a little bit lower of an ROI, can anybody guess why would I want a little bit lower of an ROI or a little bit lower of a profit? It's because you can make best offers on eBay. You could send messages. My team and I, we buy so many items that are on the fence, 25,
Dude,
35.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Can you hear me?
Sure. Yeah.
Dude, so that's why I got really pumped up when my dad came over because he is like the best person at finding deals. Like, you know me, like I just bought a new car and I literally spent like 1 hour thinking about it. And my dad's been thinking like for 4 months about buying a new car. And he was like, oh, when I do this eBay to Amazon thing, he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to message all the buyers. And I'm like, dude, like he's already doing this stuff. Like he's already messaging the buyers like cheap just to like get the cheapest deal on like the blender. Like this man just wants like cheap deals.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he's gonna crush it with. I think he would actually do really well. So I'm pumped for him.
But guess what? No offense to you, Avery. You know, I love you, brother, but it's like the average person is like you. They're just going to make a decision quick. The average
Yeah.
person isn't like your dad. And the truth is with eBay to Amazon, people are so freaking lazy. Like it drives me nuts in business. How everyone's like, oh, you have money or you have luck or you're able to find deals because you have a virtual assistant. No, we work our damn ass off. Okay. And people are lazy. People are so freaking lazy. They'll use Flipmine and be like, oh, there's no deals. You can't find anything. I'm canceling it. And it's like, first of all, I don't own the subscription. Cancel it if you want. But secondly, you're never going to succeed in business with that type of attitude. Like people are so freaking lazy. Make best offers, send messages. Anyways, I could go on a rant, but it's like, we talk about this all the time, people. Avery, people are soft. It's like, if you want to succeed in business, you got to get hard. You got to freaking be willing to deal with shit. You have to be willing to put in hard work. It's like school systems don't teach it anymore. You got to work hard, guys. This isn't a big game of luck and scratching lottery tickets.
Yep.
All right. So, so you can set your category, you can set your profit, and guess what? 13,491 results just came back. 13,491 results. Avery, there's no deals out there. You can't find items on eBay to Amazon. There's no. Now, let me tell you, there are going to be items that maybe are mismatches or maybe the conditions off. But these are different opportunities right here that have potential profit of 32, 22, 69, 17, 10, 34. And again, you have to go through and analyze these things. But I mean, take a look at this right here. This is a DVD that you could buy for $24.99. Actually, out the door, it comes to about $28. Let's see what this is selling for on Amazon. Right now, this is selling for $54 right now. But what if I made a best offer and I got this for $22? Well, if I got it for $22 and I sold it for $54, which is the buy box right now, that's $14 profit, 64% ROI. How long did that take me, Avery? That took me 5 seconds. Now, maybe you don't want to sell DVDs. Maybe you want to sell any and everything. You can set up, you can literally remove the categories.
You're selling some weird stuff, man. I looked in your account. You got some like weird little, I won't give it away, but like, I feel like you gotta get like the niche stuff.
I sell everything. I sell video games. I'm actually going to share with you guys like 8 real sales that I flipped over the last year. I flip calculators. I flip all different types of things, video games. I don't really do health and beauty because I kind of get weird about that stuff. I know a lot of people.
eBay, it's kind of sketch if you don't have like a receipt.
Yeah, I don't do supplements. I do have friends who kill it with supplements, but I don't. I do a lot of toys. Look at this Godzilla right here. You could buy it for 48 and flip it for 96 for a $26 profit. Now, again, you're not going to spend $6 at a thrift store. And some people are going to be thinking, well, I'm not going to spend 48 to make 92. Well, if you only have $400 or $500 in your bank account, I agree with you 100%. This would kind of be silly. Go to the thrift stores, go to the auctions, go to the garage sales, put out next door ads. I mean, I did that stuff for years, guys. But for anybody who's looking to scale quicker, you have capital, I would recommend starting with thrifting first. I wouldn't jump into this. There's a million opportunities out there. There's so many freaking opportunities. It's not even funny, guys. I mean, it goes on and on. Here's Elvis. I flipped a ton of Elvis. I flip a bunch of ink as well. Look at all these different things that you can flip. So many different opportunities. So I'll talk more about this afterwards, guys, because I have a lot that I want to cover right now, but that's Flipmine for you. Definitely check it out. It's really not that hard to use. I'd recommend getting a free trial. And yeah, so a lot of people, this is the big thing. And it's on a lot of webinars or people always like, and we got one guy in here, Sod. He's saying it in all capitals. He's sending me a direct message. What if Amazon asks about invoices? Hold on one second. Let me say this a little louder. What if Amazon asks for invoices? This is the number one question I get all the time. Why doesn't anybody ask about this with thrift stores? Why doesn't anybody ask about this with garage sales? Why does anybody ask about this with auctions? Do you guys have invoices? Do you have invoices at a thrift store, Avery? You think they're going to take your Goodwill receipt?
I got my Goodwill receipt.
People are silly, guys. You have to stop listening. I've sold over 12,000 items. I have over 1,500 students who have gone
Yeah.
through my masterclass in the last, someone says, because you're offering new. I sell all new. I sell everything new. I have over 1,500. I've never had one single student get kicked off. Now, is it going to happen eventually?
I've sold like 30,000, 50,000 plus CDs and DVDs, and I've probably been asked for an invoice, but I never even noticed it if they did ask me. Like,
Yeah,
it
don't.
hasn't been my account health at all.
Yeah, the only thing I don't screw around with is books as new. I would never in a million years do that because books is kind of getting a little wild right now. Don't do new books, but you guys, there's a lot of Amazon police out there. I'm going to say this in a nice way, but there's a lot of little chicken shit kitty cats running around who they like to scare you. And I think people are trying to scare you because maybe they don't want you to sell, or maybe, I don't know. It's kind of like these little kids in high school who would go snitch you out and like, you got to follow every single rule to the T. If you don't follow every single rule to the T, it's like, shut the. So the truth is, guys, you can play it super duper safe. You can only do invoices, but if you do that, then don't thrift, don't do garage sales, don't do Facebook Marketplace, don't sell stuff around your house. So if you're really that scared, only do traditional online arbitrage or wholesale. But I mean, it is what it is.
Even then, man, it's like some of the wholesales you buy from, it's like Amazon doesn't know who they are.
It's just so funny, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been in this community for 10 years. How many people have you really heard of like get in trouble for thrifting? Maybe like 5 out of like 1,000,000. It's just so funny to me. But to each their own. This is your guys' business, and you guys are the ones who have to sleep at nighttime. So you got to do what's best for you. So let me share 7 items I flipped from eBay to Amazon without an invoice. I'm not going to show you my best, most rarest flips. I'm just going to show you everyday stuff that I flip on a daily basis. So here's a Walt Disney DVD that I picked up for $27.99. Sold it for $81.99. Guess what? This item was over $45 on eBay. And guess what, Avery? Just like your dad, I made a best offer. Now, it wasn't this exact item because this item had has a dent in it. This was actually the Amazon listing picture. But I saved, I think, like 30%, maybe 35% by making a best offer. And one thing you have to understand about eBay, for anyone who sells on eBay, you might not think that you could flip items from eBay to Amazon. I don't care what you think. I've done it a million times. But the truth is, there's a huge gap. People are willing to spend a lot more money on Amazon. And if you're thinking, oh, no one's going to do 30, 40% off on eBay, then you've never sold on eBay before. eBay sucks lately. It's hard. It's challenging. Of course, you can make a ton of money from it, but the algorithm punishes you. Put a 1 in the comments if you sell on eBay and it's like, oh, the season changed. Oh, sorry, it was Christmas, eBay, and I didn't list today. And then they punish you and they blacklist you and they don't show your listings. eBay sellers are suffering right now. And if you don't agree with me, then you've never sold on eBay before. eBay is a beautiful place, but eBay is a pain in the ass to list on. And eBay sellers are hungry, they're thirsty, they're starving to death. Okay. They're on the side of the road and they're begging, please, give me a little bit of bread. Please give me some water. So if you make a best offer, I think I'm the one who's caffeinated, Avery, right now. But yeah, that was a flip right there. Here was a book. Actually, this was a used book because I don't flip new books. This was a Dungeons and Dragons book. I sold this a little over a year ago, so I guess this one was a little older. I like to always share this in trainings just because it's really cool. Like Dungeons and Dragons, if you ever see these books at a thrift store, have you seen these at a thrift store, Avery?
Yeah, I have.
Oh God, hardcover. They're usually like dark brown. These things are amazing. I love
Do
flipping
they
these
not have
things.
barcodes, or do they?
I think they do. I don't know, but either way, you can still scan it with the Amazon seller app, as you know, but only $16 profit. It was on the market for 37 days. But guess what? I flipped this thing from a thrift store, and you better believe I went on eBay and I found it. This was an NFL Super Bowl collection. This was new. Okay. New without an invoice. $28, flipped it for $68.99, made $19.26 profit. Took 33 days to sell. Yeah, I did have to spend $28 on it, but it sold in 33 days, made 68% ROI on my money. Not bad at all. Lego. I love flipping Lego. If you're selling on Amazon and you're not engaged in Lego, go to lego.com, buy 10 of an item, get the invoice, submit it. bada bing, bada boom. The profits are
Goes
coming
for like
soon.
any item, guys. Just like in general, just order 10 units from any website that's trusted. So think like Walmart. Don't buy from a third-party seller, but Kohl's.com, Nike.com, any of these big retail websites, receipts hold up for ungating. So that's a pro tip. Anyone watching the replay or anyone in the chat who's wondering about ungating, that's generally how you do it. There's ungating services that charge like hundreds of dollars for that information. But usually you can just upload a receipt of 10 units and get ungated.
Dude, I had a guy the other day reach out to me and he's like, "Oh man, would you promote my ungating service to your audience?" And he wanted like $1,000 for Nike, $2,000 for this. I'm like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
There's so
ridiculous.
many-
I will say I'm actually paying $600 to get ungated right now in a brand. We talked about this over the summer. You know what I'm selling, but
that's
I
hard. That's not
I have a
easy.
new account that I have, and like there's special techniques you can use, but for the most part, you can get ungated so easily with just going to Kohl's.com or Lego.com. So you don't need to pay for ungated services.
Yeah, this was a cool little Lego flip. Oh, I sold it in less than 2 weeks. Paid $51.99. So again, you're gonna spend more money, but I bought it from the comfort of my home. Actually, I didn't even buy it. My virtual assistant in the Philippines bought it for me. And yeah, I mean, I pay them about $500-600 a month with incentives per sourcer. But again, you know, not for a beginner. Once you scale, you can start getting people to help you. But yeah, $31 profit on this one right here. Here's another cool little flip. This was from about a year ago as well. I'm just trying to show you guys some like average flips that I had. This was one of those handheld games by Bicycle, Blackjack, made $17.85. It did take 41 days to sell, and there was only 2 sales a month. It was a 657,000 rank, which a lot of people might be like, "Oh, I'm not going to flip that." But don't listen to rank. Rank is good to look at, but don't obsess over rank. You want to look at how many times it's selling per month, or with Scout IQ, you can see the E-score, which is how many days there's been at least one sale over a 6-month period. So paid $12.99. This is a perfect example of something anybody on this training can do. Now, you're not going to make $10,000 a month profit flipping Bicycle handheld games, but it's a good little start. You know, you could spend $10 to make $7-8 profit, and you don't have to leave the thrift store, and you know, you could be having a beer at the house. Here's a Klein meter carbon monoxide tester. Now you're gonna have to get them gated for tools and stuff. I've expanded my business a lot by getting into tools, electronics, business, industrial. Again, not for the beginner, but again, I'm here to just share what's working for me right now, and you can, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Only on the market for 5 days. This was another item that I actually purchased multiple of these. So on eBay, sometimes sellers will be selling 3, 4, 5, or 6 of a specific item. Well, guess what? Some of these items are expensive. This was $63 right here, but in total, he had 5 of them, and he was asking around $80 each. I made a best offer. I said, "Hey, would you take 63 if I took all of them?" Bought them all. I don't know what I sold the other ones for, but this was one that I sold for a $31 profit. Here was a rare Zelda game. Now, I don't do a lot of these rare games. I usually like to stay with like bread and butter stuff, and video games. I like flipping video games, but I notice collectors are kind of really annoying sometimes with returns and whatnot. So the good thing about sourcing on eBay is there are lots of pictures, so you can kind of check all the pictures, check the feedback of the seller. And even if the seller says no returns, if it comes not described, you could always open up a case and get your money back. So that's a good thing about eBay. You could always get your money back if you want. This was about an 82% ROI. This is kind of like a little outlier. This is probably more of a rare flip right here, but that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, you know, my portion of the training. Comment "I'm ready" below if you would like to learn more about flipping from eBay to Amazon. Like Avery said, we don't have anything no courses or anything to sell you in this training.
He has some great courses. You guys should go buy his courses. That's me saying that. Like I'm gonna send my dad. I'm gonna send my dad your way. Like I would not send. I would not send my family to someone that I wouldn't believe in. So
well, I appreciate that, but honestly, you know, I believe in good karma. I'm sharing what's working for me. I try to be as transparent as possible. I do have a 90-minute training. It's free. At the end of that training, I do talk about my program and course. If you want to learn more and really dive into the nitty gritty, you can take a picture of this screen and go to it at your earliest convenience. It's an evergreen webinar, so you can watch it anytime you want. And it's about a 90-minute training that really breaks down how to use Flipmine and how to source and the different niches, and really wrapping your head around how to do eBay to Amazon flipping. And yeah, a lot of the people who start doing this, they have a little bit of experience, but some people start it new. Some people, start it down the road, but hopefully you enjoyed that. Check out the training if you'd like. And now I'm going to pass things over to Avery. So I'm going to take my screen share down.
You might actually just go to the next slide real quick, so we can show the people. So first of all, I want to talk about the giveaway. We're about to give away $1,000. So I'm going to either PayPal or Venmo you guys $600, whoever wins. And then I'm going to ship you $400 worth of books in profit that I just found at a local library sale I went to. I recorded the whole library sale. It's going to be my best YouTube video to date. I would appreciate y'all's feedback when it drops. But it's like I've put 4 weeks of editing into this. It's pretty crazy. So that'll be dropping soon. But you need a GoToLister account in order to qualify for this giveaway, in order to get that $600 and $400 worth of books shipped to you. Go to rakeandprofit.com/GoToLister or GoToLister.com/rakeandprofit. We got both of them. And then, well, that's awesome up there. That's new. Did you tell them to do that?
Oh, the little deadline funnel here.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, this will give you a 30-day trial. So everybody who signs up today, you'll get a 30-day trial, even if you accidentally didn't sign up through the correct link. We'll make sure Steve gets his coffee money either way. But what you'll do is you'll go here, you'll put your email in, you'll make a quick little password, click on continue, and then you'll have the option to put your credit card in. This is not going to charge your credit card. You can cancel at any time if you don't feel like it's valuable for you. But this is what you need to do to qualify for the giveaway. And I'm actually about to show you guys how fast this listing software is. So real quick, I'm going to walk you guys through completely how to make a shipment. You'll click on create batch and go to lister. Make sure to use smart pricing. This is going to help you make more profit on the items that you list. And then you'll enter your address here. We're also going to label our own products. Every time we label our product, we're saving 30 cents. Amazon charges you 30 to even 50 cents. I don't even know what they're charging these days. They keep raising the price. I think it's 55 cents now. 55 cents per item. So that means for every 100 books, you're paying $55 for Amazon to label them. This software is $50 a month. It helps you label the products. You can easily see how listing a few hundred books can easily pay for itself. So click on I want to label my own products. Now I want to provide boxed content. Again, Amazon charges 30 cents per item. Actually, Steve is still paying for boxed content because I don't know, Steve, we need to have a talk about that. But
I'm taking my garage clean, man.
Yeah, he's stressing out. He's like, I don't want to change my workflow. I'm like, dude, you're literally paying Amazon like $300 for every 1,000 items you send. So make sure to select those two things. And the reason why Steve does that is he started using GoToLister before we had that option. So he's just not used to the new workflow. So he's not used to change. Speaking of change, if you're coming from another software, an inferior software like Inventory Lab, we actually save you $20 a month if you're coming from Inventory Lab or ScanLister or AccelerList or any of those other guys. If you send me a screenshot that you canceled for them and email that to us at support@gotolister.com, I have something special for you. That goes for all the replay people too, and for the people here live. So I have a special offer. I'm not going to say it live. Make sure to send me a screenshot that you've canceled.
Can I say something, Avery?
Yeah, go for it.
I've used every listing software from Inventory Lab to AccelerList to GoToLister. The only one I didn't use was ScanLister because it kind of just, it looks silly, but I know
I've
some
used
people like it.
ScanLister. ScanLister actually inspired us a lot.
The thing is, I know obviously like I'm an affiliate and like you own the company, but the truth is, man, like it is the simplest software to use. It's the fastest, it's the easiest to use. And I would say probably out of all the listing software owners and people who run it, you're probably the only one who's actually selling on Amazon and innovating at such a fast pace.
I'm definitely the only one selling on Amazon and teaching, and I don't think they understand how confused people get with technology. And that's why, like, if you look at this, we have 4 things at the top for you to look at. And then over here, we just have a few things. For other listing softwares, we'll throw like 20 different little things at you. And I'm like, after teaching thousands of people how to sell on Amazon, I realize how simple it needs to be. So, all right, you ready to see this?
Show us the speed, baby.
All right, so a lot of people think this is just for books. It's not just for books. You can list other items like this as well. We'll get into listing these, but book prep is really simple. So what you're gonna do, can you see me all right?
Yep, you're looking good.
All right, so I have a stack of, I think I have about 25 items total here. So what I'm gonna do is scan it. That throws the information to go-to lister. Go-to lister knows what I paid for it. I paid $1 and the source is currently Walmart. I actually got this from a library, so I can change my source to, actually we can change to Mexican Goodwill. I was in Mexico. I didn't ship any books FBA, but I did buy some books in Mexico. But we'll just use Mexico Goodwill as a source. Now what you're gonna do is take this. This is 30 cents back in my pocket, maybe 27 cents because I probably paid 3 cents for this label. But now what I'm doing is I'm taking this, covering it up. I cover up the existing barcode. Boom, this item's listed and ready to be shipped to Amazon so I can get that prime check on Amazon and I can sell this for as much as I want because I'm getting the 2-day shipping to the customer, whereas all the other sellers, the mega sellers, are not. So a lot of things going on there, but I just labeled a product. That's how you do it. Now, that was pretty quick. If you guys listen on Seller Central or if you use your phone to list, it takes, you have to do several steps. Notice how I just scanned, put the label on. Now I'm going to show you how fast it really is. And this is like, I'm kind of crazy. Like I love speed, and even like the existing softwares in the market said they were the fastest. We've made this way faster than anything that exists. And the way we've done this is we've programmed this to allow us to scan as fast as we want, even if Amazon doesn't return the effing SKU instantly. It can take Amazon 5 seconds to return the label for us. So watch this. I can scan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Amazon hasn't even returned the first one. I'm still waiting on my first label. Boom, there it goes. Now I can start labeling my books. The others are all queued up, ready to go. And I can label these 1, 2, 3. This is the flow I recommend here. 4, and then we have 1 in our error queue. We added this error queue here, so you can continue to scan as fast as you want, and any items that have errors are going to pop up. So I scanned the wrong barcode on one of the books. It's going to say scan it again. I can remove that error. So this is built for speed. So I already have 5 of my books listed here. Now what I can do is I can scan freakishly fast and go 1, 2, 3. We have a set of books here, Star Wars. Scan that ISBN. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then if you come across books without barcodes or like online arbitrage items, we use this for my wholesale business. So for wholesale, you buy a lot of the same products, whether that's beauty products or grocery. I have beauty and grocery products here. So same concept here. All I need to do is find the barcode on the item. I'm going to change the condition here. You see how the condition notes are directly underneath, the conditions directly underneath. You can also add condition description here. So if it's like X library, it saves all the condition notes you've ever used right here. But in this case, I'm going to select N for new. And now what I can do is scan these online arbitrage products. So I bought this from some grocery website, and then I bought this from a beauty website. And you can do this one of 2 ways. I have 5 of these. So I can either scan it like I just did. It went in the error queue for some reason. Oh, it has 2 different ASINs. So now I can select which ASIN is the correct one. But before I do that, let me show you something. I can change the quantity to 5 for the item, since I have 5 of these here. Actually, I have 4. And then it's going to print out 4 labels at once. So if you're using this for wholesale and you have like 200 items that you want to list, this will print out 200 labels if you enter that in. So I still have to select the correct one. Here we go. Boom. And that should print out 5 labels. And that's how you use go-to lister to list. It tells you, see 5 labels being printed out here. Boom. Now I can label the backs of these. As you can see, I've listed 21 items. I said 25. I must have miscounted. I didn't list this non-ISBN book, but for brevity, I'm not going to list it. And we can keep rocking and rolling. But you can see on my screen, this batch has $500 profit. My total buy cost is $21. There's 17 total SKUs, 21 total items because of that beauty product. We had 4. Now all I'm going to do is click on send batch. This is going to talk to Amazon now. It's going to tell us what warehouse the products are going to. Fingers crossed they're all going to one warehouse. They are not. They're going to 2 warehouses, but we've also programmed this software to help you combat split shipments. So Amazon wants 10 to go to one warehouse and then 9 to go to another. So what I can do is I can click on accept shipment. And then at this phase, I can finish box content on GoToLister. And the cool thing about this, Steve, pay attention. You gotta learn how to do this. The cool thing about this is I just scan the FN SKU and it tells me what box to put it into. So it says box 1. This just saved me 30 cents. So I saved 30 cents by telling Amazon which item goes in which box. I saved 55 cents by labeling the product. That is 85 cents right there that I've already saved. Then in addition, if we go back to the batch that we're on, you can also see your profit analytics here, but if we go back to the batch, I recommend everyone doing this. Remember the thing we said about price smarter? You should always be pricing your items at the highest price possible. So this says there are 0 offers on the listing, manually enter your price. So if there's not that much competition, you should be pricing your item higher. So in this case, Amazon's not returning that much data to us. So you probably have an opportunity to make a lot more profit on this Cyto Green product because there's not a lot of FBA sellers. But really what you should be looking for is the purple. So hopefully we have at least one example in here for purple. All right, I have an example I can use. Let's go back to history. There's a lot of bad things about using a repricer. And at GoToLister, we realize that. And so what we've done is, if you guys look at this, this is, we turn it purple for you whenever a book has 0 FBA offers. So if there's no FBA offers, we say, hey, look, there's no competition on this book. You should probably price it higher. And this specific book here, the Talmud, I sold this book for $2,000 because I was the only prime offer. The lowest offer at the time was $1,300. I sold it for $2,000 because there was 0 or few FBA offers on the listing. So what I recommend you do after each batch is scroll down, look for all these purple notifications. Repricers are not going to catch this. GoToLister tells you, because you're a human and you're smarter than software. Even though AI is about to take over the world, we are still smarter than software. What you can do is open this up and say, oh, there's no other competition for prime offers. So instead of pricing this book at $100, I'm going to price it at $150. And you can literally make $50 extra profit just because you were smart enough to look at the book and price it, anywhere from 20 to 50% higher. Sometimes you can price it 100% higher. Amazon does their best to keep the prices low. I'm sure you guys have seen Amazon in the Supreme Court. They're getting in trouble for price gouging, especially during 2020. So Amazon does not tell your repricer the most competitive prices. But what we do at GoToLister is we let you know, hey, look, something funky is going on here. There's 0 FBA offers. You should probably price this higher yourself. So by taking 2 minutes at the end of every batch, I recommend you guys scroll down and you can literally squeeze out a couple $100 extra profit on your bigger batches simply by pricing these items a little bit higher. So if that makes sense, make you at least an extra $200 a month. I'm only charging $50 a month for the software, but if this doesn't make you at least $200 a month, not even including the amount of time you save, how much is your time worth? A lot of you guys probably work jobs. How much do you make at your job? You make 20, 30, $100 an hour? Are you really going to sit down and waste 4 hours listing items when that's a $12 per hour job? Sourcing is a $200 per hour job. Focus your time on that, whether you're doing eBay to Amazon or whatever else we taught, or maybe you go on to do wholesale or online arbitrage or something else. Your time spent sourcing is high per hour return. But when it comes to listing, that's a $15 per hour job. So don't waste time listing is my point. I'm gonna give some shout outs and then let's get into this giveaway. That Katie says best listing software ever. Appreciate that. If you guys like GoToLister, if anyone in the chat, if you don't like it, let me know. But also if you like it, drop it in the chat. I'm gonna read it. let me know. And we have a live chat, guys. So during the day, we have a live agent there, and I get a notification on my phone every time you guys message that chat. So if you guys have any issues at all, no question is a stupid question. If you're having trouble getting your printer set up, anything like that, we are there for you. We have the live chat, or email our support as well at support@goToLister.com. So one more time, we're about to do this giveaway. Comment your email below that you signed up with GoToLister. My team is going to put it in a spreadsheet. So Rustum, if you could tally up all those emails. If you guys haven't already, go to GoToLister.com/rake and profit. And that's going to give you the 30-day trial right here. And then what you can do is click on that. You'll enter your information, and you'll be entered for the giveaway. And so this is a software I believe in. I've been working the last over 2 years on this. My developer is actively coding every day. We have a lot of cool features. In the future, we plan on doing some really cool stuff for replens for my online arbitrage people, and maybe even having some artificial intelligence in the software. So, I mean, he's coding like 10 hours a day. Like, it's pretty crazy. So, and then all I do is focus on GoToLister, getting new customers. So we're both 100% committed to this. We got a bunch of emails coming in. So Steve, if you want to, we can jump back to some Q&A.
And let me ask, let me remind everybody, for anyone who's jumped in right now, what are we doing? What are we getting ready to do? What do people need to do? What can they win? Give a recap for folks who are coming in. Like, why is everyone dropping their email? I do want to let everybody know, I've been using GoToLister for, what is it, 8 months now? 8 months. And I want to be perfectly transparent. I lived with Avery for 2 years. He had the software for about a year and I wasn't using it. And he kept kicking me in the butt. And I kept, they say after 35 years old, like, you're so stuck in your own ways. Like, and I'll be honest, like, I didn't use it for the first year. I'm like, it's not going to save me that much time. I'm like, it's just going to be a pain in the ass having to learn a new software. Yeah, he was going to hook me up for free and I didn't have to pay, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, you know what? I'm so stuck in my ways. And I can honestly say it has saved me so much time, so much stress, so many little annoying nuances that I used to have to deal with other softwares. And other softwares were fine. I'm not going to say, like, I know you're going to disagree, but they're fine. But I'll tell you right now, if you really value your time, and, you know, when my mom tells me I'm special, I think other people see it in a different way. I'm not the brightest bulb out there. Like, if it's not stupid easy, if it's not simple, if it's not step 1, 2, 3, like, dude, this software prices for you. It saves all your condition notes. It helps with box contents, which I'm going to be doing. It's an easy layout. It doesn't have like 50 different things on it. Seriously, it's a no-brainer. Try it for 30 days. The worst thing that happens is after 30 days, you just cancel that shit.
Yep, exactly. So this is everything you're going to get. You're going to get a 1-year membership to Reselling Freedom. That's a $247 value. Probably more than that now. I think people pay a lot more for that. You're going to get my book selling course, the Book Business Blueprint. That's a $400 value. We also email that to all GoToLister users. So everyone who signed up for GoToLister today, surprise, you're getting my course for free. It should be in your inbox right now already. But Steve's course, eBay to Amazon, I'm pretty sure he charges more for this now, but it says $297 on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's $397. You guys will get access to his eBay to Amazon course today. This is everything included in the giveaway. And then I'm actually going to send one of you $600 right after this call. And then I'm going to ship you $400 worth of profitable books.
Bro, ship him a hoodie.
Ship
him a GoToLister hoodie.
All right, I'm going to add that to it. Steve just said that. So we're going to have your address. Rustum, make sure that happens. Rustum's my hoodie guy. We spent, like, I was looking at Honey Let, she ran my numbers. And we spent like $600 on swag last month. I'm like, did we really spend that much? But I just sent them to everybody. So yeah, we'll get you a hoodie too. Just let us know your size. So yeah, that's everything included. And yeah, regarding the competition, like, there's Inventory Lab out there, but I mean, I don't know who owns Inventory Lab. I never see them on social media, and we've put so much work, like, into GoToLister, like our profit analytics. I think we look a lot better than them, but they're definitely like probably our biggest competitor. When it comes to the other two, ScanLister and AcceleraList, I respect both the owners, Nathan and Travis.
So do people still have time to get a free trial right now? Can they
Yeah,
still
drop her email. I see Derek or Deborah just dropped her email. Rustum's used to this. This is, guys, we're gonna give you like a couple more minutes, but this is really the last call. If you haven't signed up for GoToLister yet, go ahead and go to gotolister.com and sign up. And I'm probably gonna be reaching out to all of you in the next day or so, just to make sure you're happy. I get all your phone numbers when you sign up, so I'll be texting you guys soon. I'm gonna make sure you're happy.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of love. Yeah. And, one thing to keep in mind for everyone as well is like, keep in mind, we're doing this, like we're living this, we're selling, we're in the trenches, and it's hard as I keep swearing on this. I don't, probably because I drank too much caffeine and it's late night, but it's like, we're in this game. We're actually doing it. Are we the best resellers in the world? Well, Avery will probably, with his ego, he'll probably say yes, but I'm not, I'm not the best reseller, but I'm doing it. I'm making money. I'm making profit. And the thing I respect about Avery, he's in the trenches. Is he the biggest company out there in the world? Does he have every single freaking feature? No, but guess what? When you're really, really big, you could only put out features that make you a ton of money. When you're on the smaller side, you could be really in touch with what people need and put out little features. You don't have a, $80,000 a month overhead,
Yeah, we have like really cool features that we're working on right now. And we actually might come out with a really cool partnership, because I know a lot of you guys want a prep center and nobody recommends prep centers. Like, what prep center has Steve recommended to you guys? Probably not any. Why? Because Steve doesn't trust any prep centers. So we're trying to work on this partnership with a prep center pretty soon. I know, Steve, you've talked about working on a prep center too. It's a big problem for the community, but we do have prep centers that use GoToLister, is my point. And if you guys need your prep center to be trained, just shoot us support at gotolister.com. I will hop on a call with your prep center and make sure they're happy using us. But we will have a list of prep centers that I have found to be the most reputable. And that'll be available for all the GoToLister users. So all my people doing online arbitrage, and hopefully, Steve, you come out with the prep center for the eBay to Amazon people. Hopefully you have someone to recommend, but we'll definitely get GoToLister compatible with those guys too.
Yeah. And I want to mention one thing, because I saw a comment before. So when I switched from my previous software to the one I'm using now, which is GoToLister, I was scared, like out of my pants. Like I was freaking out because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I hate, like, I know learning new things makes me a lot of money, but I hate learning something new. I hate having to transition. I hate having to like, how do I migrate everything? How do I connect everything? Obviously, Avery and I, we live together, so he gave me some special treatment, but I have multiple students of mine in my eBay to Amazon masterclass, multiple friends where Avery or Dom jumped on a call and helped you to move everything over, to set up your printer, to figure everything out. So my question is, Avery, if somebody joins and they're with another service and they're having a hard time connecting the printer, they're having a hard time figuring it out, maybe they're like me, where I'm just so slow with this stuff. What can you promise people in terms of them not being alone and having a message and email and never get a response? Will you be able to help them?
Yeah, so 3 things. Number 1, if you do happen to change today, or anyone watching the replay who has changed from another software, please be sure to screenshot that you cancel other software. I have something really special for you. This is the first time I've ever offered this. All you got to do is email that to support@gotolister.com. Number 2, you're going to get a text message directly from me and my team, and I read all those messages. So if you have any questions at all, you literally have direct access to me and my team via phone. Number 3, we have a support chat on the website. And that's not one of those automated AI bots. I hate those. I hate it when you message and it's like, well, please describe your issue. And it's like, no, we don't do any of that. You message the bot. My team answers on an average of 33 seconds. We get you a response. And if it says live chat bot is there, that means a person is on the other end. And if our team has any issues answering your question, it instantly gets escalated to me and my developer in a group chat. And that's what we do all day. Like, me and him, we'll just message people all day in this group chat. So we're literally talking with you guys all day through our team. We got people in here saying, yes, I can testify, iPhone. So we value customer communication a lot. Hopefully that answered the question.
You know who I'm trying to convert? Avery's going to be so pissed to hear this. My mom.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to literally get her to go to GoToLister. And so my mom, she's 69. She'd probably kill me for telling it, but she's been selling on Amazon for 10 years and keep telling her to use GoToLister. I'm comfortable. I like using what I use. But I keep telling her, like, you're going to be able to list so much faster. So my goal is maybe by our next webinar, let us know below. What do you guys want our next free training to be about? But maybe by then,
yeah, let us know below topics. I was thinking about doing a Q4 training for you guys, a big Q4 training. Yeah, people are saying Q4. Don't let me brainwash you into that. What other topics would you like to talk about? I think with your mom, dude, I think the bigger benefit would be smart pricing and having her like notify her, because she probably picks up a bunch of books that don't have FBA offers, and she probably forgets to price those as high as she should. And so I would sell her on that point. Be like, Mom, you need to price the purple books higher. That way you'll make an extra couple $100 profit a month. Our software is telling her what books don't have competition. I think that would be the selling point for your mom.
That alone, so I don't do a ton of books anymore, to be perfectly transparent, because I do a lot of high ticket stuff now and larger items. But man, I'm telling you, if you're selling your book at the lowest FBA,
dude, it works for everything, man. I list wholesale products sometimes, and I am like, oh, I should be pricing this higher. It tells you no FBA offers whenever there's none. And it's just a good reminder to have sometimes, because sometimes as Amazon sellers, we just like, oh, well, let's go after the buy box. But you forget the buy box is owned by a merchant seller that doesn't offer 2-day shipping, and you're shipping this Prime, you're offering 2-day shipping. You should be pricing 20-30% higher and get those margins. So a lot of people forget that.
All right. So we're going to pick someone to win $1,000 worth of, well, actually $400 worth of books and $600 in cash. You're going to
He said almost done. So he's still totaling a few people up. So
right.
give him like 1 minute.
Yeah, ask questions, guys. If you have any questions about eBay to Amazon or selling, or people were asking about taxes and bookkeeping. I mean, so
with bookkeeping, we show you gross profit right now. So basically, like, what we show you is like, are you making good purchasing decisions? We show you what your profit is after what you paid for the product and Amazon fees, and that's it. But as far as taxes go, this is what I recommend. Like, we pay taxes based on what has been deposited in our bank account. So for easy math, let's say Amazon pays you $100,000. What we do is we just pay taxes on that. So we take that $100,000, then we subtract all of our costs based on our credit cards, and then we subtract mileage, anything else. If you paid for a label, go to Lister, any of Steve's courses, like whatever, you can write off all those things. I'm no CPA, but that's how we do it. And so Go To Lister doesn't give you like a tax report. It tells you what your gross profit is. If you want to get your net profit, you got to do stuff like writing mileage off, like all that. So your taxable income, I would talk to a CPA about. But if you're looking for a software that's telling you, are you making good purchasing decisions? Are you profitable? Go To Lister has a really cool profit tab that breaks it down for you.
Yeah, Avery and I, we have a brand new 5-day book selling workshop. You can actually, we just recorded it together. It's like 3 hours. It's 100% free. If you go to Start Humble, you can check that out. So
yeah, starthumble.com. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Worked hard on this, guys. This is
we're just we're waiting for Avery's team to get back the winner. They're putting all the emails in, and I don't know. Are they choosing a random?
He should be ready in any second now. Let me see if he if you guys go to starthumble.com, you have access to 5 modules. This is 100% free, and this is all fresh content in module 1. It's a 5-day workshop showing you exactly how to get started. And we have module 2, sourcing books, Scout IQ in depth, a bunch of other things. Like, there's so many videos in here. There's probably over 100 videos. It's all free. All right, guys, that's it. This will be available for replay on YouTube on both of our channels. If you want to go to Rake and Profit on YouTube, I don't know if are you going to drop this soon? I'll drop mine in the next week for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll probably edit it up and clean it up, and yeah, we'll have a little bit of fun. And who knows, I might put a sneaky little contest in for only the replay viewers too. So we'll see. I might drop something.
Appreciate you guys. Des, if you want to unmute everyone and we can end the call and everyone can say goodbye. It's really cute when we do that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love
Good
you
night.
guys.
Love you
Great job.
guys.